Most people cannot stand to be left alone with their thoughts for more than a minute or two. They will get angry, sad, fidgety, agitated, anxious, simply by being left alone with their thoughts. And most of us need to consume alcohol, smoke, take a pill, eat food, watch some media in order to zone out and to escape their own thoughts. So the question is life meant to be zoned out? Are we meant to live in autopilot? Are we meant to just be dazed and dulled? Or is life meant to be lived, paid attention to? And is it worthy of our attention? So that's what I'm going to talk about in a little bit later. But first, I want to talk about just imagining these two scenarios that we have, which is to distract ourselves, run away from ourselves, constantly feel like we need to escape, even though we can never get out of ourselves. We can never truly be free from these bodies. Or is it possible that the way out is not by banging our head against the wall and getting the voice to be quiet that way, but actually digging a tunnel inward and looking closer at the nature of that voice, at the nature of our conscious perception of the world around us, and realizing that this world is a lot more vast than that voice in our head that can be negative. It can be distracting. It can be terrifying. And we get afraid when it's all doom and gloom, and we get anxious when it's telling us what we should worry about. But is there a way to go deeper into life instead of dulling our senses and just zoning out? And from my perspective, from the wisdom of our ancestors, this life is too brief and precious to miss one moment. It is like we are watching the greatest movie ever told, and we have this super high definition camera capturing it all. We're the director, getting to choose where we point that camera and what we focus on. And we can't press rewind, we can't pause it. So any moment we miss, lost in our head, is a moment we'll never get back. And I'm quite positive that the only regret we could ever have in life is not being present for this life. We all just have this one life. That is all we get to watch with these eyes and these ears. And we are given the gift of being able to consciously experience it. And we can live in our head. We can take substances that dull our senses. But then we know that we are losing some of that gift that we were given, which is that ticket to the movie that we all paid for that will cost our life, but it's going to be one heck of a roller coaster, one heck of a story, full of drama, full of tragedy, full of comedy. And, you know, the only question at the end of our lives when we look back is, were we watching? Were our eyes open? Or did we just close our eyes and just hope it would end because we got too scared? We got too, anxious. We felt like the stakes were too high, like it wasn't worth it. But I'm telling you, we do not go to see the movie called Beach Sunset. We want a movie where there is terror and action and all of the excitement. We want the highs, we want the lows. Just lows, we'd be like, this isn't worth it. Let's stop having babies and end this life thing. But if it was just highs, we would get so bored and we would demand our money back. And so be grateful that this movie has those highs and lows that give it that contrast, that give it the variety, that never keep it boring for very long. And only then can we truly appreciate this rich and dynamic universe that we are blessed to witness. Recently, like so many of us, I've experienced some tragedies in my life, some loss of some very close people. And that is what inspired me to write this book, Grief and Spiritual Healing, because the teachings I lay out here are what helped me survive and get through such a horrible time. And I hope that these teachings can help you and your loved ones as well. It's available on Amazon in print and Kindle. And all the profits will go to a nonprofit foundation to help other people grieving.